Hi, my name's Kevin Connole. I'm the Director of Instruction at Topgolf. Today we're going to talk about ball flight and how you can use that to help your students improve their game. So when I get a student in, the first thing that I do is I'll have them hit balls and I'll talk to them a little bit about their ball flight, what's going on, why are they coming to see me? That's the biggie, what are they trying to fix? And most of the time it's fixing a slice. I mean, that's the majority of things that we fix. And so I'll watch them hit balls, I'll kind of confirm that they're slicing, and then I'll put a video on them to watch, are they over the top or are they just, are the hands just slow? So then I'll walk them through what actually causes their ball to move the direction it's moving. So I'll use some alignment aids like this, and I'll just talk to them about ball flight laws, right? So if their path comes in, so if they're swinging the club and their path comes in pretty straight and their face is straight, that ball's not going anywhere but straight. It can't curve. The only thing that causes curvature is when the path does not match the face. This would cause a slice. Usually that's an over-the-top swing. The face is held open because they can't close it because they're pulling out of it and their hands are slow, and so they'll get this nice banana ball slice, right? So if they understand that, now I know what to fix. On the other direction, it could be that they're coming in inside and their face is shut. This would cause a draw, right? So I'm trying to basically change their path first, and then I'm gonna change their face next. If I don't change their path first, they'll always be over the top and they'll always have troubles with this. Or they're just gonna pull them straight left, right? They always get that one that's like, hey, I just hit a slice all the time, except for every once in a while I hit that one that goes straight left and it's really long, right? Well, that's because their hands got a little active, squared up, and now it goes straight left. It doesn't curve back like they're used to. How do I fix their over the top move, right? That's typically the case. So I've got to get them to swing inside. And so when I'm looking at going inside, typically over the top is a shoulder move this way. And so that causes them over the top. So I'll teach them to come back, and then I have them drop inside here like this, okay? So a little drop to the shoulder down. There's a couple of things I do occasionally. I'll have them put a little alignment aid across here when they get here. I'll say, take that up the first baseline, like that. That's the first move, is take that up the first baseline and then go ahead and let it come across the stadium later, right? Because if they go here, typically if they're going over the top, they're going to third base first, and then they're leaving their hands open. So if we can get them to go up the first baseline, skip the rock, there's a lot of different analogies you can use to get it down inside, so it comes from inside. And once they get that, they're gonna block the shot. So how do we get them not to block? Well, then we gotta work on the face. So we first get them to come inside. They'll be like this with their hands open because they're not used to having them active. They'll block the shot. Next, we get them to start rolling their hands over. So if I can get them to come inside slightly, roll the hands over, then we'll be in good shape. So what I do to have them roll their hands over, this is a big one right here. It's really tough drill for them too, right? Just get them to roll their hands like this. Loosen up, let them move their hands over, teach them to stay inside, roll their hands over like that. So I'll have them hit like a wedge, hold on, turn it over, and just hit little wedge shots. That helps them get inside, helps them get their hands turned over so they can learn to get the ball to move from in to out. So once I get the student to understand the relationship between the path and the face, the curvature of the golf ball, they can now watch their ball flight and they can start to understand whether they were actually doing what we worked on in the lesson or not. So the first question I have them ask is, where did the ball start in relation to the target? If it started at the target, they were pretty straight. If it started right of the target, then it was in to out, which is what we were trying to do. If it starts left of the target, they were probably over the top again. Then the second question would be, did the ball curve off of that line? So if it starts into out and is pushing out to the right a little bit, and then it doesn't curve, their face was square to that line. If it still curves to the right, their hands were slow and they know they need to work on their hands. If it's turning over and drawing for them, then they're doing it right. Into out, a little bit of hand action, gets that ball to draw. And so they now can use their own ball flight and what we've talked about in the lesson to start to fix or at least understand if they're doing what we talked about when they're out there playing or hitting balls at the range.